very toasty because it's quite aged. Some of the carvers actually came number 2 in the list because people didn't know what was carver and what was champagne because they're made in the same way. One of the things that is important to me is supporting my friends. That's a very old friend. I have a very old friend of mine called Jack. What's that? I missed that. Oh. Okay, sorry.
Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and enabling post notifications for more content on crypto and digital assets. Check out our other videos and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps with the YouTube algorithm and keeps the content coming. Thanks for your support. Enjoy the video.
Be transposed into George Michael, which was what I was like when I was younger. If you're suggesting I look like George Michael now, I won't take that as a compliment because he's dead, unfortunately. So we have got a whole fucking, I don't know how long, I never know how long these run for. They're supposed to run for an hour, they never do. There's going to be a lot of chaos. There's going to be a lot of alpha. There's going to be lots of things. So just get prepared for lots of things. But as ever, we don't start an evening of drinks without civilization occurring. So I'm going to play chef for you today. And I'm going to show you what I think is a very, very important recipe for you to get your heads around. So what I'm going to start with is a bag, an oversized American size bag. So this is what American would call a small snack bag of carcinogenic Doritos in the worst flavor in the world, Cool Ranch. Right, so here, we're going to start the recipe. So with the recipe, we take out a large pot. We open these delicious smelling carcinogen. Oh, please enjoy. So anyway, meanwhile, I popped something in the oven earlier that we can enjoy in the meantime while the toilet is doing its thing with that American junk food. And what we have here is we have Spanish chorizo. This is ingredients: pork, saffron, pork, paprika, and salt. 3 ingredients. Oven roasted peanuts with their skins. Gives you the extra fiber. These are Jamaican peanuts. I've shown you to them before. The Indian ones I think are better, and the Asian or African ones that are super dry are even better. Drizzled with extra virgin olive oil and salt. 3 ingredients in each dish. None of them are going to kill you. And I'm washing it down. I'm a bit of a champagne boy, and I know. I'm a bit wanky. I get it. But champagne is just fucking great. It's such a great drink. And we've talked about this, that I can't force alcohol into it. I can't force additives into it. It just is what it is. And so it's always fabulous, very toasty because it's quite aged. Some of the carvers actually came number 2 in the list because people didn't know what was carver and what was champagne because they're made in the same way. The one that won by a massive margin was Bollinger. And I think that's right, Bollinger. And I didn't even realize how much I love Bollinger until I did the blind tasting. I'm like, fuck me, this is really good champagne. So it's got that biscuitiness that is lovely. It's got a depth of aroma. It's got still a lemony freshness to it. And that, my friends, is a civilized drink and a civilized snack. So I am trying to civilize you. I would like to highlight the impressiveness of American culture when it comes to food and wines, because I think it's important, because I know I always take the piss out of them, or out of you lot. It's only because I love you. But, I think I want to show how good the pinnacle of American culture can be. So I was in a chat recently with some friends I love dearly, and trying to save their fucking souls because they were going to the Olive Garden and they were proud of it. And I'm sorry, I can't help it. I've never been to an Olive Garden, so you're going to say, well, you don't even know what you're talking about. But somebody sent me the wine list. So I think we just want to share the beauty heels of meeting a bunch of Philistines. In fact, somebody gave me an amazing t-shirt, which I've lost immediately, which was this beautiful Philistines t-shirt with pictures of Doritos on it. Oh, there we go. The Philistine t-shirt. There was a lot of people building these kind of things, not Philistines. I love this. The culture of the Real Vision community is fucking epic. And we got 500 people together in Miami for 3 days of utter madness. Utter madness. There were parties upon private parties, from hidden parties to people going running on the beach to everything. So listen, I'm just going to roll the video because I want you guys to see, if you're not in the Real Vision community, how fucking cool it is. But we've got, I don't know who's doing the weights there. There's some very handsome man speaking about bananas. There were a lot of bananas, nothing sexual. There were just bananas about banana zones because we're trying to summon them. Obviously, the market puked the moment I danced with bananas on stage. Julian Bittel, not great. There was, I mean, all the great and good of the industry were there, but in a one-to-one format where you got to hang out with them. We drank a lot of wine. We had the smoking chicken fish community there, brothizing people. We had Dan Tapiero dressed as a banana driving a boat Lamborghini. One of the things that is important to me is supporting my friends. That's a very old friend. I have a very old friend of mine called Jack Burson. I used to work with Goldman Sachs. And Jack ended up stupidly doing the world's most idiotic thing, which was to become a winemaker. And he teamed up with one of the greatest winemakers in Australia, Peter Douglas, and made a wine for Real Vision. Now, we have no vested interest in this. It's not about money for us, not about anything for me. There's nothing. It's just love for Jack making a wine, which is made by one of the greatest winemakers in Australia. There's a very special story behind the wine, why it should have been a parcel of wine that should never produce great wines. They produced their first ever vintage, and we've got, it's called Over the Line because it's on the wrong side of the railway tracks in Coonawarra in Australia, but it actually produces the best wines there. And Peter Douglas made some of the greatest wines in the world, and the Australian wines. And there's some incredible wines like Grange, which is the best wine in Australia. And Jack actually gave, which is their NFT membership of that amazing club that gives you access to fine wines, knowledge of fine wines, tasting of fine wines. And that's $3,000. That's the version I did because I support those guys and they support us. This is not a pitch for anything. I just want to give you access to amazing wines because I know you guys love it. I know you love it when I insult you about the Doritos. I know you love it when I insult you about the Bud Light. And I know you guys are on your wine journey. And the wine journey is one of the great journeys in life. So if you can afford it, go to the website. I think it's clubdevan.com/OTL for Over the Line and buy one of those. Buy it for Jack. He can't get a distributor. It makes me furious that the system does this. Unless you're a big wine producer, you can't get a look in. And we can change those things. This is the spirit of Web3. It's the spirit of Real Vision. It's democratizing all of this stuff. So if you love wine and you've got a party, a dinner party or a birthday coming up, or in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, because this wine will still a framework of understanding and how to calm the fuck down. It's good. Okay. So what have I done in the bear market? This chorizo is really good, by the way. And yeah, chorizo, the Spanish pronunciation. If you're elsewhere, you would say chorizo, but you've got to prove that you understand how Madrileños speak, the people of Madrid. You have to lisp it, but it's fucking good anyway. So what have I done? I have been buying NFTs. I tell you guys this, I give you the alpha endlessly and none of you listen. You'll get NFTs that were sold last cycle. They're all shit. They're all worth nothing. Meanwhile, I've been literally spending millions of dollars buying NFTs. And it's not the random shit, the meme coins kind of stuff. It's like all the great art in the world. This second cycle play, the first cycle is when things launch, people ascribe value, it all drops. What's that? I missed that. Oh. Okay, sorry. Mario's telling me he hasn't got the charts up yet, so you can blame him. Nothing to do with me. I'm kind of on it, on my game, like a master. You know, Mario's just slipping, unfortunately. I think he's getting older. So the business cycle. I've talked about this a lot. If you can simplify everything at this point in the cycle, it's about the dollar. When the dollar weakens, liquidity conditions will increase and the world will be a better place and your bags will go up. Whatever bags you hold, literally anything. And so what we are doing is repeating the Trump cycle from 2017. Trump came in, the dollar had been going up, everyone was freaking out about tariffs, they're inflationary, rates have been going up. Trump comes in, says, I want a weaker dollar, and rates went down all the way through, even though the Fed were raising rates. Look at it versus the 2017 cycle. Are we near the top? No, we're fucking near. Are we going to follow this exactly? No. Are we going to do decently based on this? I think so. I think it's going to rhyme more than people expect, and we will have a stronger cycle than people expect. The NASDAQ, for those of you who still bother to trade equities, which I know some of you did, it's following the same pattern. It's all like a rerun of the previous Trump, because he's got the same policies, basically, apart from with the new tech stimulus. So let's go back. Again, Julian talked about this in his presentation, but I want to hammer it home to you. You guys all have PTSD from the last cycle. It finished early. Is it going to happen again? Am I going to lose my money? And am I going to round trip all my gains? Will I die? Will I have to drink Bud Light for the rest of my life? Or can I drink champagne? All of these stories. Blah, 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 blah. The orange zone, market, all access. So I didn't know that, actually. So that is an incredible thing to do. Just do it. All access is a $6,500 a year product. So knock your socks off, kids. You can go back. Also, the hackers, you can go back and see everything. You can see my trade ideas. You can see the portfolio, how I've done, how Andreas Steno Larson's done. You can read all of their research. It's cool as shit. So, right, that's enough of that shit. Let's get on to questions. I just now need to pull up the platform and find questions. Let me see if I can do this without screwing this up. Oh, by the fucking way, you don't need to pester me. Sorry, I'm going to share my screen. You simply don't need to pester me anymore. Share this. Let's get rid of that. I want to show you something cool as shit. You don't know this yet, but when you log onto the platform, a Raoul Pal avatar comes in, a AI avatar.
Champagne that's been sitting in the cellar, waiting for the right moment to pop. So, Bollinger in one hand, Ethereum or XRP in the other. Now that's a pairing worth celebrating. What do you think?
I love it. Thank you for your help, Raoul.
You're welcome, mate. Enjoy the Bollinger and the Ethereum, or whatever.
Okay, that's fucking wild, right? And that's all part of the Raw Vision platform. Nobody else has got shit like this. And that's just the start of the journey, because the avatar and that are going to merge. So knock your socks off. If you haven't used it on the platform, it's absolutely hilarious. Right, I'm going to go to the, I'm going to stop sharing and answer questions. Let me go onto the platform, find my content, drinks with Raoul. I can't even see it. Hold on. So everything's a bit slow because there's so many of you degens, and hopefully you've made my incredible recipe for Dorito and Bud Light, because it is very special. You can fish it out of the toilet at any stage now. Effects, all of this stuff. So Matthew, thank you for joining from, I don't know where you are, if you're in Canada right now on Grand Cayman, but the survey comes out tomorrow. Or it should be Mathieu, as his mother would say, because she's French. Okay, Brit Strong, even your AI is long-winded. Brit, I thank you for insulting me. That was very good. And yes, you're probably true. Okay, I'm going to scroll down the list because everyone's just blowing their minds about the avatar and the thing. Okay, question. I saw a good question. Raoul, what makes you lose sleep at night as it relates to crypto? It is not about price action. It is about losing control of my tokens through doing something fucking stupid and getting your wallet drained, or just doing something stupid and losing your life savings. And this is why wallet security, stuff like multi-sig, don't have stuff, blah, 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 blah. Bernard Beckett, any thoughts on RWA tokens? Big bones have been murdering. I have no idea what you're talking about, Bernard, but I'm pleased for you, or I'm upset for you, whatever you mean. Jaden Levitt, Raoul, love your work. Thank you, Jaden. I love your work, whatever you do. Please explain how bond volatility is a signal for liquidity into the system. Heard Mike Howell explain it. So if the governments fund themselves via bond markets, and it's supposed to be the main source of collateral and security of the entire system, if it gets too volatile, it means there's generally not enough liquidity, so it moves around too much. So therefore, they need to add liquidity. It's as simple as that. Raoul, Google Talk thought I said bro. I know who Google Talk is and why bro. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Chorizo recipe. Doug, you're showing your Philistine-ness. Having a cigarette with a friend who smokes, it's actually fine. But I don't. Although I used to smoke all the time. Okay, going through more questions. Fuck, we're an hour and 15 minutes in. Nick Canner, how long do you plan to hold SWE and deep? Well, I'm fucking locked in for the foundation for the next billion years, so I'll be in the trade for a while. I get some liquidity. I will take some profits off at the end of the year. What are my price targets? I don't do price targets because you cocks can't deal with it, because you then think that that's exactly what's going to happen, and when it doesn't happen, you want to drag my name through the mud on the internet. So we're not playing that game. Okay. Are you coming to Dubai and hosting a party, the home of crypto? I'm coming to Token 2049. I will not be hosting a party. I'll be fucking exhausted. I'm actually a introvert who plays an extrovert on the internet. All of these events, exhausting for me. I find it really hard. Even these events, even these online events, when I'm just looking at myself, are actually really, really exhausting for me. So I want to encourage you. It cannot be about me. I'm not scalable. There's an AI, but please, please, please organize stuff in Dubai. There's so many members there. Ray Durbin, can we get more minutes talking to the Raoul bot? He's my best friend. He's my best friend too. He understands me. He loves me. He doesn't judge me for who I am. And I've run out of minutes as well. Kevin Kelly, hilarious. Kevin Kelly from Delphi. He hit me up on WhatsApp. He's like, fuck, I've run out of minutes of the Raoul bot already. I'm like, this is so good. I don't have to speak to Kevin ever again. Yeah, I think we've not made it easy for people to find. People haven't used enough of it yet. But from what I hear, people are loving it. And I think it's a much bigger deal than anybody understands. So please, please, please send your feedback about the bot. I don't even know where to send feedback. We don't have an email address to do this. I don't have anything. Social@realvision.com. That's what Paul tells me. If you like the Raoul bot, please just send me some feedback, because I don't know. I don't know if you're using it. I haven't seen the data stats yet. I just want to know. Really fucking doesn't like me. It's one of those people where you really like that person. You want to chat to them. You want to be your best friend, and they're just bad to you. Which is bad to me. I used to drink a lot of Lafroig and Macallan and bourbon and Japanese whiskey, and it was just rude to me in the end. So I had to break my relationship with whiskey. I mean, it's still hot. I can still stare at whiskey across the room and go, "Hey, baby, how about it?" But no, it doesn't work. I can't believe I've just done that, winking at whiskey across the room. Okay. Jenny Chen, how do we get the 14 days free access again? You don't need to do anything, Jenny, because you're on the free tier. It'll all happen magically. And maybe one day you'll pay to upgrade into something better so I can change your life. But if you want to get full access to every single thing on Real Vision, just fill out the fucking survey. It's a free hack. It's a free hack, right?